that we want to make sure you all hear from us is the work we do is about educating, empowering, and engaging your audience. If you're a bloguera, if you're a small business owner, whoever you're trying to reach. And we're going to walk through the steps. We're going to go pretty quickly because we have 20 minutes to cover all of it. But we'll let you know how you can follow up with us to get more information.
And if you have any questions whatsoever, please don't be afraid to ask. So today we're going to go through, she said, the educate, empower, engage, but specifically getting online, having a website, understanding how to market your website, understanding who's coming to your website, and then specifically we'll go into efficiency in running your business, so Google Apps, and then the last part of engaging your audiences on YouTube and Google+. So educate yourself. Who here, raise your hand, is an entrepreneur? Okay.
Nice.
Now, who here, you all have the hardest jobs. I admire everything that you do, the risk that you take every day to make a better life for your family. So hats off to you. Applause. Who here has a website? Okay, most people. So that's the first thing about today's age. Today's age, 10 years ago, if you were running a business, you didn't need a website. You were just fine and you were making revenue without a website. You had, what was it, catalogs, you had the yellow pages. Those were the days. People looked you up in the yellow pages, found your business that they were looking for. They were like, I need a plumber, let me go to the yellow pages. I used to do this as a kid and go to the yellow pages and then find that business. That doesn't exist anymore. Yellow pages are archaic, and today you need a website. So the first thing is educating yourself and getting a website. Actually, I skipped. We're supposed to talk about that opportunity, excuse me. So do you want to?
Yeah, this is just really important to think about. A website seems like a pretty basic tool, obviously online, but there's a lot of nuances to it to be successful because everyone asks us, how do I show up #1 on Google search? And you can't pay to be #1 on there, so how can you get that done right? And the reason it's important is because we found out that more than half of all small businesses don't have a website at all. And that's almost, for Latinas or Latino-owned businesses, almost 80% don't have a website. So those of you who raised your hand in the room, you're very unique and very forward-thinking because a lot of people are working very, very hard to build their business without a website online. So you're basically invisible because 97% of consumers are researching products and services on the web. We're looking for reviews, we're looking for any kind of information we can find. So as much as a website seems to be like a very straightforward thing to do, a lot of people actually aren't doing it. And related to that, what you're doing on the web, these are stats about Latinas and Latinos, 68% more time is spent watching YouTube by Latinos than any other demographic. So we're going to talk about, like I said, the website component, the video content, and the actual written content you put on the web to describe your business. And that's because for those of you who are wanting to buy from Latinas, not only buying products, but actually writing content relevant to them. How do you describe your business? How do you be a beauty blogger and make content relevant to them? According to Nielsen's Latina Power Shift, kudos to our friends from Nielsen, 66% of Latinas want content for Latinas like me. So there's a huge, huge need for content for Latinas on the web. And that's where a lot of you can definitely do something about it because you know this audience better than anybody.
And you all are trailblazers in having a website. I encourage you to, if you know other entrepreneurs, to get a website if they don't have one. Encourage them that it is not hard, take the fear out, and really just guide them in getting online presence because that 80%, it shouldn't be 80%. If we're trying to succeed and compete with general market, we have the next slide, the fastest entrepreneurship rate in the US. Latinas are starting more businesses than anyone else. But the only way we're going to be the best businesses is if we have that online presence and we know how to leverage the information and tools.
So we're our own best audience. Huge buying power, a ton of us online. Social media is second nature. Rautismo says we're sharing everything. Latinas are more likely to share branded content. So when you're creating content about your product or service, whatever you're doing, the people you want to reach are those who are going to share it best. And that's here Entre Familia. So we're ready for the next slide.
Perfect. So website. Who here has heard of gybo.com? Get your business online. So this is Google's solution to creating your own website. It's a free tool. I encourage you, if you already have one, that's great. If you want to create another business or another website, if you want to beta test to see, like, can I create a better website with a better experience? This is a tool that we offer for small businesses to create a free website. And then there's gybo.com/español, and this is an opportunity if you want to create, if English is not your first language and you want to do it in Spanish, we have a one-stop shop for you to create this. And Eli has a unique experience. So actually the Espanol piece is our 20% project 3 years ago that we did on the side. So we're like, we need our community to have an opportunity to succeed, and so we created that. But she actually went through the process last night, and she told me.
I love to preach Google products only when I have done it myself to know how easy or hard it is. And I actually went through, they just changed the tool to build your websites. They just changed it recently, so I thought I need to make sure this actually works before I can talk about it. And just so everyone remembers, this is a free website, right, for anybody who wants to build one, and there's always a fear of how hard it is to build this site. I built a site as if I were starting a business for myself, and it took me 12 minutes. I timed myself. It was easy to do. So please do not be afraid to use this website. It's an amazing offer. It's a free website. It's easy to build. So if you know someone that doesn't have a website, or you think my website's not that good, and a website that is actually accessible on mobile, important to think about, mobile and tablet, because so much searching is happening on different devices, different screens. It's pretty easy. So now I can say I did it. I know you all can too. I don't code. I don't web design, but I did it myself.
Yep, and you get your website, easy to build, and your domain. So a free domain, and this is all free for a year. So the hosting and everything. We're really trying to ensure that every small business in America and every Latino and Latina business has a website. So now you have a website. The most important piece, and I think oftentimes very scary piece, it's called SEO, Search Engine Optimization. What a long name, right? What is this? This is basically you go to Google, you search what those pages that are coming up, that's search engine optimization. We have a robot, an algorithm, that scans all of the websites on the internet and basically says which website is most relevant for us to show to our user. Because at the end of the day at Google, the user always comes first. So we want to make sure that they're getting the best content possible. And so the most important pieces when you have a website is to ensure that you're looking at the content that you have, that you're updating it really frequently, that you're being short and concise, because that's going to allow our robot to find your site and to leverage it to put it in front of users when they're searching for your product or services. So again, be engaging, put really prominent, important keywords. So if you're selling shoes, ensure that shoes are coming up every other word on your website, so we can really just leverage all of those keywords to place you in our organic listings. And if you're wondering, I have a website, I'm still not showing up on that first page, what do? Please go to google.com/webmasters. This is a free tool for anyone who has a website to look at how is Google indexing my website? What does Google think about my website? And it will tell you, we think it's great, it's medium, it's okay, or these are the things to fix. So if you're not showing up and you're wondering why, please visit this site, because it will actually give you great tools and tell you how we view your content.
Something to keep in mind as well when you have a website built, something that I found a lot of small businesses find very valuable is just information about who's going to your site, what is leading them there. Are they finding your website from search, from Facebook, social media? Where is it coming from? So with Google Analytics, another really free tool, one of the things you can see, this looks a little complicated, it's actually pretty simple once you dive in. You type in your website, you log in with all your information, and you can understand the traffic to your site, where it's coming from, what browser it's coming from, if it's on mobile or not. I've had so many people tell me that they've changed the layout of their website because they realized that people spent more time on the last page of their website, and that's where all the information that their customers wanted. So they moved that to the front of their website, completely redesigned it. Or people have found that a lot of traffic comes from social media, so they doubled up on their investment in time of promoting through social media. So you can actually understand what are people doing on your site, where are they coming from, and how fast are they leaving. If your bounce rate, which means how fast someone leaves your site, if it's a couple seconds, they're not doing much on your website. So you need to rethink, what are people doing when they get there?
And this tool is free. It looks scary, but it really is powerful. So leverage this. If you have it's really easy. The way that it works is you get a piece of code, and you don't know how to code, it's fine. The only thing you need to do is have access to your like the back end of your website to ensure that you put the code on there. If you build it with GYBO, it'll already be intact, and you'll have this opportunity to view this information. So one of the who here has heard about AdWords? Kind of scary. You go into the system, there's a lot going on. You're like,
scared.
Campaigns, keywords, budget, it's a lot to manage. And I know this because I consulted the largest companies on this, and even they have a hard time, and they have really robust budgets. You can do it, and you can do it with a small budget, I promise you, and you can get the ROI that you're looking for. So what this is, if you're not really familiar with it, they call it pay per click. So every time somebody clicks on the ad, you have to pay money. And all it is, if you're searching for pizza and you go pizza and somebody clicks on that ad, then they take you to the website. That's the pay-per-click, and that's the AdWords. And I really recommend, if you're starting off, if you've never done advertising, online advertising before, to go to AdWords Express. It's just a simpler system, really straightforward, and it'll guide you through it. But we have something really special, near and dear to our hearts, that we'll tell you specifically about marketing in the next couple of slides. If you're like, I've tried it, it's so confusing, the videos aren't helping me, I get it. I had to take tests when I first started at Google, and it's a foreign language in many senses, but when you take the time to learn it, and if you do it the right way, it will pay off tenfold. So specifically, again, somebody types in a keyword, they find your ad, and this is separate from organic, so they find your ad, and what they have the opportunity to do here geographically. If you have a local presence, please have an AdWords campaign, because you can really set it up geographically. So if you're located in downtown LA and you only want to show your content to downtown LA users, you can put in that zip code. It's that controlled. You control who you want to see it, when you want them to see it, and how much you want to spend.
Another really unique tool, again, for free, is Google Trends. So a lot of times you'll have a business and you don't actually know what people are saying about the space that you're in. What are people saying about competitors, about products that you compete with, whatever it is. Google Trends is a really easy tool. We tested it when we searched for Cesar Chavez. The movie was coming out. We wanted to see what's the traffic like for that phrase, and there's spikes associated with moments, right? Cesar Chavez movie review. You could search anything. I've used this to search tequila for my family's small business. It's really interesting to just, there's a lot of people talking about tequila all the time. There's a lot of really, really interesting insight you can gather from Google Trends, and that's, if you can't ask somebody what is the world searching for, or even locally in your area, a ton of information can be pulled from there.
So this is the special piece that I was talking about. One thing I realized, and Eli and I realized in working with a lot of small businesses, we were going to conferences constantly. We did the Gabo Get Online con Google. Great, we're helping small businesses, but they weren't understanding how to leverage the marketing tools that we offered. They weren't understanding the power of it, what it could do. It was very fearful. You work on very limited budgets, so you want to ensure that you're not taking too much risk. So in this, what we did, and we've built this out, and we've really fought for it, is we created the Accelerate with Google Academy. And what it is, it's a free 12-week boot camp for small businesses, specifically for underrepresented business owners. And it's a hand-holding 12-week curriculum that will walk you through SEO optimization, that'll help you create a new landing page to test that is really optimized because they're experts in this industry. And it'll walk you through creating your first AdWords campaign and just the entire thing. This is one-on-one consultation with experts. This is the information that the big companies get. That the big companies spend so much money that Google and other companies say, we are going to tell you how to manage it and what to do. Well, we're giving this to small, underrepresented businesses for free. So accelatewithgoogle.com is where you apply. Again, it's a 12-week program. There's a referral. How did you hear about us? Put the Adelante movement. We will prioritize you in this. It's really, really amazing program. We've been in our second cohort. If you apply now until August 20th is when our committee will go through your applications. But I encourage every one of you, if you're serious about growing your business to the next level, apply to the academy.
This is really important. We want to see more Latinas in this. It's for underrepresented communities, but we want to see more of you, all of you. And a lot of times people say, oh, I didn't apply, I didn't think I'd get in. You have friends at Google now, please apply. We want to see you guys there. Please apply.
Okay. You can put our names.
Yeah, feel free.
You'll get it.
The reality is I came from 15 years of experience in the digital marketing space. I'd worked with leading agency, had years of experience providing marketing and advertising services to leading brands around the world. And here I was as a startup entrepreneur wondering how to apply the same strategies without the billion-dollar marketing budget. How do I make the most out of the knowledge that I had and apply it in my own context? What the Accelerate with Google program offered me was really to tap into a whole new context. The skills and understanding that I had, but applying it to a whole new context of a new company and how you take a non-existent brand and give it life, how you figure out how to compete in a much different marketplace and do so on a very, very small budget. That part of knowing how to adapt my skills and knowledge and the value it provided me was a huge surprise. I did not expect that.
That's one of our favorite success stories. Nikki Barro, she has an amazing story, and she is one of our examples of someone who's gone through the program. And this next part of the presentation is about how to operate like a big corporation with a very lean budget. So Google Apps for Business is something that we are so excited about. That Google runs on this platform, and every small business has access to this as well. So these are tools that help you minimize your IT costs, so not having servers and the whole world of technology in that sense can be kind of overwhelming for small businesses. So this is a solution to make it much easier. And it actually helps your team, if it's 1, 2 to 500, whatever size that you are, work really efficiently together. So this involves tools to communicate, store online, collaborate, and of course manage all your information. So if you have, how many of you have a business and you have at Gmail or at Yahoo or somecompany.com? Okay, those of you, you can actually change that to @yourbusiness.com, whatever domain you want. And that's associated to this whole suite of products. It's very, very inexpensive. It's $5 a year per user. And that includes everything from your email to collaborative documents. So rather than having to worry about attachments and emailing back and forth, you can actually work editing in real time online in the cloud, as we say. And actually, we built this whole presentation on slides together. I was in New York and she was in San Francisco, and we were editing live back and forth so seamlessly, and that's really one of the best, most amazing, one of the opportunities you have to work collaboratively and kind of shift gears from doing things in an old school way. How can you keep it with you, do it on your phone even if you need to? Really, really inexpensive and easy to do. And here's a quick story of one of the success stories I love is Alcides Aguas Vivas owns Pixel Graphics. And it's a creative design agency that is run on Google products. So they came to me and they said, we love Google. And actually the hashtag Soy Google, he's the one who started it. People started tweeting it to me and posting on social media, but he said Soy Google, and that's because I do everything on Google. I use Google+, Documents, Maps, and here's an example. When I searched for him on Google Search, it showed his listing on Maps, which included all of his reviews, and the link to follow him on Google+, and that's one of his posts on there as well. And just to see that it worked so well for him, that was really inspiring. But what got me most excited is that he was then showing his, at the time, fiancée how to run her company on Google products. And just, I love him. I love the men who support their entrepreneurial women in their lives. So that was a really cool, exciting way to see how this works for him. And the next video is actually, it's a quick one. One of the stories I love most of a Latina who showed her dad how to do business differently.
We're set up to manufacture. We have a mind to manufacture. We build things here in Detroit. My family moved from Mexico and moved to Detroit in 1917. My mother taught me to be an entrepreneur. My mother was a seamstress in the neighborhood. We're very progressive. We invented a thing called a bumper post sleeve, and what a bumper post is what stops your car from hitting a building. And I said, well, why can't we just slide a sleeve over it and never have to paint it again? Voila, it worked, and we sell thousands every day. You would not believe on what the internet has done for Ideal Shield.
The web has really changed our business at Ideal because people could basically go on a browser, type in words to describe our product, and voila, we're found. We use Google AdWords to advertise our products online. I showed my boss, we just spent $500 this week in AdWords, but I just got you $10,000 in sales.
She would come to us and say, look at the sales went up 30% a month. We say, well, no way. And then she'd show that we would get 30% more hits a month from new people that didn't even know about the product.
This year, we are getting about $22 back for every dollar that we're spending on search.
When we sell product, we make money. And if you have money and you use your money wisely, it allows us to go in there and touch the communities and put computers into the schools.
It helps us give better lives to our employees. It also helps us be able to hire more employees. And lastly, it really helps us be able to give back.
People know that Ideal is a place that's going to stay here. Ideal is going to be part of the community. With the size of our company, we create strength. Google gives us that opportunity to do things very differently. Here in Detroit, we're rolling, and we're proud of it. Let's go do more.
Okay. We're going to wrap up very fast now. The last few things are on YouTube is that this company, Ideal Shield, they use YouTube as a marketing tool. How many of you have thought of YouTube as a tool to grow your business? It's not just dancing cats and reggaeton videos and whatever. You're going to actually use YouTube to have your customer base learn more about you. So you can read these stats, but this is the second largest, most trafficked search engine on the web. So if you've ever thought of making a how-to video, that's what they did. They use YouTube to post videos to educate people about their products and to share their story. Hugely important for you all to do as well. And then Google Plus is that, as I'm wrapping up, it's the last tool that I encourage everyone to think about because it incorporates everything. If you make a profile on Google Plus for your business, it lists you better on search, so it helps you with search engine optimization. It includes all of your information. It loads into maps when people search for you on their phones and devices as well. So take a little time to explore Google Plus. And this is a shout out to the blogueras here who have inspired me in the Hangouts. They've done phenomenal Hangouts on air, which are conversations through video up to 10 people, live streamed to the entire world. Anyone can do this. I can open up my laptop right now as long as I have a webcam. And this is just a really cool way to make conversations happen. And you can do that with your customers, promoting this before the event, letting people know we're having a conversation, join in real time, post it, and then do recaps as well, because video is what's so dominant right now, what people are searching for on the web. So if you're thinking about, oh, I need a video production crew, or you definitely don't need any of that. It's so easy to use, and it's obviously free as a tool as well.
And the last thing, if you want to take a picture of this, these are all the resources and the websites, because we went through so much stuff. I do understand that. So take a picture of it, and we also have information on the back about the Accelerate with Google Academy. And if you have any questions, please find us at the end. Thank you.